What's up, guys? This is David Korb from Steelers Sanctuary Podcast, and it's my turn to do I Said What I Said, new segment we're doing on the channel on YouTube. So, as you can see, I'm ready for the Backyard Brawl. So, I'm going to do my segment by saying, here's what I should say. The Steelers should not have drafted Kenny Pickett, and I'm going to give you my reasons why. One, they already signed Mitch Trubisky. It's become basically obvious that he's the guy. He started in all 3 preseason games. He worked with the ones all of camp. There was no reason to go draft a quarterback when you already signed one to be your bridge QB in the first place. So why even waste your time going and drafting a quarterback when you could have used it to go grab so many other needs, which is going to lead me to number 2. Number 2, they could have drafted Tyler Linderbaum. Put him at center. You have Cole at left guard. You've got Daniels at right guard. Done. No more dealing with Kendrick Green. No more dealing with Dotson and that black hole over there. And they'd be fine. Up the middle, at least. And in fact, at center, they'd be good to go for maybe 10 years plus. Because Linderbaum's projected to be a perennial center in the National Football League. But nope, they didn't do it. Number 3, they could have moved up one and grabbed Trevor Penning. Or they could have grabbed Tyler Smith from Tulsa. They could have grabbed either one of them, put them at tackle, see if they're better than Chooks. Then they could cut Chooks and save all the freaking money they have and go after somebody else to build that O-line. Or I'll tell you what, if Moore sucks as bad as he has, they could have put him down for depth, moved Trevor up and started him there in his spot. Either way, they could have went that route too. Number 4, they could have freaking grabbed Quay Walker at linebacker. That way you got a fail-safe in case Devin Bush sucks, and so far he hasn't been that great, let's be honest here. Or at worst, you have someone who's great depth, your third inside linebacker, who, by the way, is going to learn from Miles Jack and Brian Flores. So, number 5, they could have went and got drafted Deontay Wyatt. Hayward and Alualu are not getting much older, so now you draft a guy that possibly could be a solid fill-in against the run. You've seen the depth behind Ogunjobi, Alualu, Hayward. It's not great, guys, and you've seen it with your own eyes. But, hey, we could have done that. We could have went that route, but no, we drafted Kenny Pickett. And then 6, you could go after Arnold Ebiketie. You could go after Boy Mafe to put an edge as a third outside linebacker behind Watt and freaking Highsmith. And you know Watt likes to rotate to stay fresh. That third outside linebacker, that third edge rusher is important to have. But we didn't go that route either. Number 7, say Trubisky does suck, right? Say he's not that great. Say he's horrible. Okay, fine. Next year, you get a higher draft pick, and then you got a way better QB class to go after, to evaluate, to draft. You've got C.J. Stroud from Ohio. You got Bryce Young from Alabama. You got Grayson McCall from Coastal Carolina. You've got Devin Leary from NC State. And you had Tyler Van Dyke from Miami. And there's other ones you can look at. Like, they have way better draft class they could draft from. And no, they didn't go that route either. So I'm just going to end this with number 8. Number 8. If the plan was to never start the QB you draft this year, if you weren't going to start him, then why couldn't you just draft an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman in the first couple rounds to wait, you work on your weaknesses, and then go get Malik Willis in the 3rd? Because he's the one they've projected to have the highest ceiling out of this year's quarterback class. Who's to say you couldn't went that route? And then that way you've got the guy with the highest ceiling. You've actually made your offensive line, your defensive line better. And now you're set up to where now you've got your guy that's going to develop at QB next year or 2 years from now when Trubisky's gone. You're good to go. But they didn't. They chose not to go that route. So now I'm standing here thinking about why. Why did we draft Kenny Pickett? But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We still got time. Crazier shit can happen. Maybe Trubisky gets hurt. Maybe Trubisky does suck. And maybe they plug Kenny in. But I don't know, but this is just some of the things that I look at. I said what I said.